playing. I picked it up to come today, and the bass was playing all the time. The hot weather's melted all the bass goodies out. I grabbed it, still plays. It's not even your 21st birthday in 1955. So.
Jervisoni with Andy Rigby, and before that, Dane and Julie Gibbs. Lots of wonderful local music and some local tunes, including that very local song, Blueberry Hill. Really local.
Yes, I'll try the blueberries. We, in December, Danny recorded his new CD, and I'm told that the masters are here on site. I'm not sure when the release date, if that's been set, but we're looking forward to the launch. Danny, it'll be big, it'll be huge. It was recorded by Andy Bushattil, who's with us. I agree. I couldn't agree more. And so it was recorded in the Blue Mountains, and I'm so looking forward to hearing it. Andy's been telling me all about the different tracks that are on it. It's called Now I'm Home, which I think is a very fitting title for someone who has made Australia home so definitively. So it's excruciatingly useful. Can you order pre-order copies of it or anything like that from the CD desk?
Why not? They could do pre-production orders. I've got the masters in the bag. I'm handing them over to you tomorrow morning. I'll chuck.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Andy Bushattil.
Well, I'd like to start off by acknowledging our Indigenous brothers and sisters who walked on and treasured this land for many thousands of years. It's pretty extraordinary sometimes when you think about it. You can lay 3 75-year-olds head to toe on the floor, 3 75-year-olds, and from the head of one to the feet of the last one. That's the length of time that we've been in this country. 3 lifetimes, that's it. Now, the other thing I'd like to do is just ask you to have a look around the room. There are so many people who are trying to divide us at the moment in this world. Danny Spooner unites us in love. Be a little bit of concession to the old country here, Danny. Watch out, old mate. Watch out. You doing all right there, son? Good on you. What a lot of people don't realise, and there's not many here who know me, no doubt, but I came to this country in 1964 as a 12-year-old, 10-pound migrant. I was Maltese, I was as fat as they come, and I had a Cockney accent. Now, there's a 3-time loser if you've ever heard of it. I had to lose something when I came out here, mate, and unfortunately Cockney had to go. The weight stayed on, and well, Maltese is Maltese. Now the other thing, just quickly, I'd like to introduce the songs I'm going to do. I'm going to do one in Turkish and one in a foreign language. Now, the The one in Turkish you won't be able to sing along with me, but the one in the foreign language you'll be able to because it's in English. And Danny, you'll have to forgive me for this, old son, but I've lifted it off your CD and it's one of the songs on Danny's CD. Now, what wasn't mentioned previously was that all of the songs on Danny's new CD, his latest, are about Australia. So Now I'm Home becomes even much more significant. And the last two songs on the album are Humpin' Me Drum and The Gift of Years. And he does magnificent versions of those. And the version I'm doing today of one of your songs, Danny, mate, you just have to cover your ears, son. Okay? You'll notice the box here. Now, I've got three boys, they're 28 to 38 in age. And for some reason they think I drink. So every Christmas and birthday I get a beautiful bottle of booze from them. This was a box that contained a beautiful bottle of port. Now, one of the things I also discovered was it's a perfect size to carry the instrument. So this is Olive. Olive was made for me by Lindsay Pollock, who some of you would know. And this is only one of two of these instruments in the world. The other ones he shapes from carrots into instruments on stage. Believe it or not, this was based on his carrot design. Right? Now, the first song that I'm going to give you, the reason I decided to do a Turkish song today is that Danny I always felt greatly privileged, particularly at the festivals, when we start doing our world music shows, and I look down in the audience and there would be Danny with this big smile on his face, and I think, my God, this bloke as an icon follows us around. I mean, what's wrong with him? And I always felt an enormous sense of privilege to having Danny there. And his eclecticism in terms of what he enjoys in music must be driven by a few things. One of those, of course, is his great seafaring. It took him to many different places. But as well as that, something that I'm probably going to spill the beans here a bit, old son, but his Roma background, he has an ancestor who is Roma. And of course, the Roma people are always renowned for being able to pick up bits and pieces from all over the world. So, Old China, these ones are both for you. The term Old China, of course, is rhyming slang. Old China, China plate is your mate. Okay? And this first tune, played on Olive and sung, I'm going to play it a tone above what I normally play it. So if you see things leaking out of my ears, don't worry. Okay? It's all replaceable. We start with a piece that's called a Taksimia. It's a rubato introduction which introduces the key and scale of the tune. And the first one is called Deri Geliyor, and my Turkish mate tells me it's a silly Turkish love song full of funny metaphors. Paul Petrin first heard this in 1986 when Nikisa did their East Coast tour of Australia, finishing up at Port Fairy, and of course that was at the time when the late great Kim Sanders was still with him. so much, it's very kind. Çok teşekkür ederim, which in Turkish means thank you very much. Now, the next song, this song is driven by one thing in common with the only other gig that I do in English. The only other gig I do in English is with a band called Asylum that sings songs about the plight of asylum seekers in Australia. We put out a CD a little while ago and Kavisha's on the album, doing a beautiful song called May I Be a Raft. And we've raised over $12,000 for the Asylum Seeker Resource Centre up to now just from sales of the CD. And the reason Asylum, both people are linked, of course, is that this one is the one that Danny did. Now, what a lot of people don't know, and there's a bit of truth apparently to this rumour, is that when Danny's ship was picked up on radar coming to Australia many years ago, what actually happened was that Border Force at the time sent out a patrol boat to intercept him, and apparently there's some rumour that the patrol boat ended up being towed into Freehold Harbour by Danny.
Sorry, let's not laugh at that one.
All right. Now, this next song you can join in the chorus. I'm sure you know, and I hope to God I do it justice. It's the first time I've sung this song ever in public, and it's one I absolutely adored from the very first day I heard it played by Stim Shutter, and now played by Danny on his last and latest album, I'm Home. I am a young man from the town of Cayandra. I married a lass to comfort me on. She goes out and leaves me and cruelly deceives me and leaves me with a baby that's none of me own. Oh dear Ruth, as I ever already married. Oh, I wish I was single again. Oh, with this weeping and wailing and rocking the cradle and rocking a baby that's none of me own. Oh, while I'm at work, well, my wife's on the run-town with some other young man. She goes out and leaves me and cruelly deceives me and leaves me with a baby that's none of me own. Oh, the day, Ruth, the day ever already married. Oh, I wish I was single again. There with this weeping and wailing and rocking the cradle and rocking a baby that's none of me own. Now all you young men with a fancy to marriage, be sure you leave those flash girls alone. For by the Lord Harry, if one you should marry, she'll leave you with a wee one that's none of your own. Oh, dear Ruth, the day ever I'm married. Oh, I wish I was
Thank you, Andy. Andy was too. Another Andy joining us on stage. I remember when there was the Bruce Brothers, then Bruce buggered off, and there was the Bruceless Brothers. Then he came back, and it was Bruce and the Bruceless Brothers. He's a lot of power in your family, doesn't he? Andy, of course, is well known and highly regarded internationally as a great designer and maker of harps, but I don't know if anybody here will realise, influenced by the Welsh triple harp, Andy was actually the first person in the world to actually make a triple flute. 3 people playing the same flute. Fortunately, they were of slightly different heights, so it all ran downhill inside, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm also going to leave you. I'm going because I want to see Tommy Carty. I don't know if you know the great Irish guitarist and Irish bouzouki player Tommy Carty is not well, so we're off to visit Tommy, and that's back in Warrnambool. So I'm going to leave you with the capable hands of Mr. Paul Petron to continue the festivities during the course of the afternoon. Danny, we'll see you in Port Fairy in about 4 weeks. And I don't know whether my schedule will let me sing shanties with you or not, I don't know. You know what they've done to me lately, they've made sure that I'm on stage when I should be singing shanties. However, it is my pleasure to ask you to welcome to the stage my friend Andy Rigby.
I don't know anyone that knows as much history as that man there, in song or in spoken word. The computer isn't made that's big enough to download what he knows. It's completely unimaginable. And I had this reinforced at the Woodford Folk Festival some years ago when we were just getting going with the Queller penny whistle thing. And for those that aren't familiar with it, it's a craze that overtook South Africa, Britain and different parts of the world in the late 50s, early 60s, where the penny whistle became the lead instrument. It's a swing band kind of style, and it started with basically unemployed black township youths in the streets of Johannesburg playing a humble tin whistle, although theirs probably weren't made of 16mm electrical conduit. Anyway, we were jamming in a cafe at Woodford, minding our own business, playing the tune we were about to do, and up walks Dee Spooner. Says, I remember that's Tom Hart, recorded by Elias Laroli and the Zigzag Flutes around 1962. That's exactly right. So I'm going to play that for you now, Danny, and thank you for reminding me of the name of that tune way back then. I since found out that it sold worldwide more than 1 million copies of a 45 RPM record in the pre-Beatles era, which is fairly impressive for a little tune. And I've recruited at very short notice a fine guitarist, Mr. Pat Evans. play a couple of historic Celtic tunes on the harp. It could well have seemed like a bit more fun at this stage of it. I was going to do the Limerick Lamentation, which goes back to 1691 or thereabouts, a tune that came out of a sad time in Irish history where the war was lost and the treaty was made, and apparently the treaty was broken within days of it being signed. So that was a sad tale followed by a tune of reconciliation, Give Me Your Hand, which is a well-known tune in the Irish tradition from a time when Rory Doyle made up his relationship with his patron, Lady Eglinton in Scotland. And the patronage is a bit of a theme in the history of harp music in the Celtic lands. In Carolyn's time, people like Carolyn survived on patronage from what would have been clan chiefs in the good old days, basically rich households who could afford to have a harper on board, and of course the harper was then obliged to play tunes in honour of the patron. And it's a little bit watered down these days. Not many households have their own harper on board, but through knowing Danny and Gail at the Guildford Folk Club, especially in the 1990s, Danny came up to me on the sly and said, Gail and I have been married 25 years quite soon, and I'd like you to write a tune for Gail. So I'm going to play that for you now. I call it the Shannon Air, and I was trying to conjure up two qualities which I think of when I think of Gail, which is strength and elegance.